is multiplication. And so if you look at this, if you had, what is 1 plus 2? 3. What about 2 plus 1? It's also 3. Okay, so it doesn't matter. All they did was flip the spot for the 1 and 2. Okay, multiplication, we can say, what is 2 times 3? 6. And then what about 3 times 2? It's still 6. So multiplication is one of those ones too where you can flip-flop them. Okay, I don't expect you to memorize like the names and all that. That's goofy. That's why I say keep the sheet. Okay, that way you don't have to, because it's just silly. Okay, same thing here. Addition. So if we said 1 plus 2 plus 3, okay, well, what's 1 plus 2? 3 plus 3, 6. You should get the same thing the other way. 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, well, what are you going to get in here? 5 plus 1 is still 6. Okay, the multiplication is going to work the same way. Okay, so you got commutative and associative, additive identity. Okay, and you can look at this like, and they're going to give you some examples. 10 plus 0 is what? 10. See how the A's match up? Okay, they're going to do like this. X plus 0 equals 10. Well, what does X have to be in order for that to work? 10. Okay, so that's it. Additive identity property. The multiplication property, anything times what is what? I didn't say that right at all. I heard it. Okay, anything times 1 is what? Itself. Okay, and so that's what they're saying. The 0 property of multiplication, anything times 0 is 0. Okay. Additive inverse. Okay, what is negative 3 plus 3 plus negative 3? 0. So you can see that works. So 4 plus negative 4 is 0. Okay, the multiplicative inverse. Okay, so this is the one where like they're kind of easy to tell because they're fractions, but at the same time, some of you guys suck at fractions. Okay, if you take 3/4 times 4 over 3, that's going to equal 1. Okay, the 4's kind of, I don't want to say cancel, but they kind of cancel, and the 3's kind of cancel, and you're left with 1. You can do it with any number. Okay, so you take that fraction and flip it, and you're going to be left with 1. Okay, reflexive properties when A equals A. Okay, 10 equals 10. Is that a true statement? Is 10 10? Yeah. Okay, is 10 equal to 9? No. Okay, the symmetric property, it says if A equals B, so if 10 equals 10, okay, you can do that the same way. 10 is still equal to 10. You can flip it, okay? The transitive property, if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C, okay? And those ones are kind of tricky to do with numbers because it wouldn't really make sense. Does 1 equal 2? No, and so if I put, well, 1 equals 2, so then 2 equals 3, like, it doesn't make sense with numbers. So it's easier, almost easier to do it with letters, okay? And then we got the distributive property, and we're going to work on that, I want to say maybe tomorrow. Yeah, okay? So look at your sheet, and this kind of sucks because you're going to have to flip back and forth. Okay, we got 8 equals 8 plus x. Okay, what does that need to be to make that statement true? What does x have to be? 0. So look at your sheet. What is that gonna be? Additive identity property. Okay, I don't need you to write the full thing out, but for like the additive or multiplicative, you have to write the second part of the word. Okay, because you can't just write additive because there's different kinds of additives on here. Okay, so you're gonna write additive identity. Okay, what about number 2? 3.2 plus x equals 3.2. What does x have to be in order for that to be a true statement?
0.
It has to be 0. What property is that? It's the same one. Okay, I can tell you that some properties are used a heck of a lot more in math than other properties. Okay, 10x or 10 times x equals 10. What does x have to be in order for it to stay 10? 1. Okay, what property is that? Multiplicative what? I don't know how to say it. Can't do it.
Multiplicative, right?
Okay, look at 4. We got 1/2 times x equals 1/2 times 7. What does x have to be in order for them to be equal? Huh? It has to be 7. Now, some of you guys are going to see the fraction and want to go with the fraction one. It is not going to be that, okay? What is it? Anybody? It's reflexive, yeah. Okay. I don't know how to spell. Okay, and in this one, there's no other reflexive, so you don't have to write reflexive property, okay? Okay, the reason it's reflexive, okay, this part, or this part more yet, you're going to get 7/2, okay? For 1/2 times 7 is going to give you 7/2, okay? If you plug in a 7 here, you're going to get 7/2, okay? And so you can see that 7/2 equals 7/2. That's why it's reflexive, okay? X plus 0 equals 5. What does x need to be? 5. What property is that? Yeah, the additive identity. One times x equals 3. What does x have to be? 3. Okay, what property is that going to be? Multiplicative. Okay, 4/3 times 3/4 equals what? So we talked about what happens when that fraction is flipped. It's going to equal 1. What property is that? Yep, the multiplicative inverse. Okay, 2 plus 8 equals 8 plus x. What does x have to be? It has to be 2. Okay, what property is that? Huh? That's what I picked earlier too. Commutative. Commutative what though? Commutative addition. Okay, because, and here's where like the book kind of sucks, I'm gonna be honest. So, is that technically reflexive? What would this side be? This would be 10. If you put 2 there, what would it be? It'd be 10, right? Is that not reflexive? I feel like it is. But what they're saying is, if you moved nothing, okay, what would it be? And you can see that 2 plus 8 and 8 plus 2, okay? Yeah. Okay, 9. We got x plus 3/4 equals 3 plus 3/4. What is that one gonna be? Okay, if you don't know, look at some of the other ones that we already did. It's close. Look at some of the other ones we did. What does it look like? It looks like reflexive, which is also number what? 4, okay? Okay, 1/3 times x equals 1. What does x have to be in order for that to be 1? 3/1. Okay, so this would have to be 3/1 here. So now what does that property look like? This thing. Yeah, you can come look at it. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. Yeah, that's fine. Tell me to be quiet. I'm teaching. Okay, this is gonna be this inverse one. Okay. 11 through 20 is for you to do. You're more than welcome to work with a partner. Okay.